everybody, and welcome to Faith Focus.
Is it God's desire that we become wealthy? Why does God want to bless us? Let's find out and also listen to a true life encounter.
It's not God's desire for you to be poor. If he desired Abraham, Isaac, David, Joseph, Solomon, name it, if they can be rich, then there's no excuse. He's the same God. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Because at the end of the day, these people were doing something. Joseph was serving in Potiphar's house, and even when he was prison, he never stopped serving. Isaac sowed in that land. Jacob came up with a master strategy to be able to expand his own flock. So these people had strategies. They had what they were doing, but God worked with that thing they were doing, and he expanded them. If that's what they enjoyed from serving the God that I am serving, my own will not be different. I want to show you something interesting in Luke chapter 16 verse 9. It says, use the wealth of this world to demonstrate your friendship with God by winning friends and blessing others. Then when it runs out, your generosity will provide you with an eternal reward. Did you see that? Should I read it again? It says, use the wealth of this world. And this is the most important point of all. That this wealth we are talking about, that God wants you to prosper and God wants you to be wealthy and all of that. This thing we are saying, what is the end of it? Is to use it to demonstrate your friendship with God. This is a powerful revelation. What he's saying is that this prosperity I'm bringing your way, it's not for you to squander on your lusts. No, it's not for you to use to follow all the women globally. No, it's not for you to use to service all your vices and service sins, secret and open sins. No, he says, use the wealth that I'm giving to you, the wealth of this world, to demonstrate your friendship with God. How? By winning friends and blessing others. Winning friends can be winning souls. I shared a testimony not too long ago, but I wrote it down about when I was working on the island, right? There was this particular day. It was a very busy day. I had a lot of work that I had to do that day, but I was hungry, so I ordered for food. And so when they brought the food, I quickly ran downstairs. My intention was just to go downstairs, carry the food, run back upstairs, and continue with the work that I was doing. It was choking, you know those choking kind of days. So when I got outside, I saw the guy, the young man that brought the food. So I collected the package and I gave him my POS, and he was trying to collect the money and all of that. So when he finished, I grabbed the food to just run back upstairs and continue with my work. But just as I collected the food, my eyes just zoomed into his belt, and I could not look anywhere else. All I could see at that point was his belt. And his belt was worn out. It was really, really old. It was really old. I'd never seen a belt that old. And so when I saw it, my heart was filled with compassion, and I was so moved. He was already going because he had given me the food, he had collected his money. So I called him back, hello, and he came back there. I went to the ATM and I withdrew. I think it was 10K, if I'm not mistaken. So I took the money and I walked to him and I said, take. He looked at the money, he looked at me. The look on his face, I really don't have the words to describe it. It was a mixture of confusion, of shock, of hesitation. He didn't understand. And I looked at him and I said, I want you to change this belt. I just want you, just take the money. I want you to change this belt. And again, still speechless, he stretched out his hand to collect the money. I pulled him, because we're standing by the road, just pulled him aside so that we could talk more. And I told him that I want to share the love of Jesus Christ with you. And I preached the gospel to him. And all the while I spoke, he was looking at me, silent, speechless. I could see, when so many emotions are going through your mind, so much. Interestingly, that evening, after everything he left, that evening he sent me a message, because I collected his number, that I wanted to, keep in touch, share scriptures, encourage him. You know how we do these things now. And so that evening he sent me a message and he said, I thank God that I met you. And it was like, the fact that I met you shows that there is a God that watches over me. Do you know that this evening I was planning to do something bad? Things have become so tight, but after I met you today, I realized that I don't need to. There is a God that is watching over me.